Nino. Okay, I gotta know. Did you? So, what's his fucking name? Barrett. Ah! Barrett was telling me that there was a meeting with the governor.
Yeah.
Did you go to that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotta go.
I think every one of those justices needs either someone to tame them. I don't know. It's not good. It's bad. I will quote the governor. Do you sometimes feel like you want to strangle them until their face turns blue?
The governor said that?
Yeah. It was one of the, I'll just put it like this. It was probably one of the most disheartening outcomes that I could have been witness to. So
what was the premise of the meeting? Why did the
I don't look, I'll give you I've gone, it's been like 2 days and I've gone into too much. I don't want to piss myself off.
Okay.
But the long and short of it is, it was an impeachment to sort of by Barrett, and it was to highlight the need, like, you know, how to resolve it, right? Because the impeachment is sort of like a means to which to get government start moving forward, right? But
right.
Instead it turned into a power grab session. Like as if they even have fucking time when they can barely do the most basic responsibilities. So that's kind of the long and short of it.
Who or what was the impeachment for?
Dereliction.
Who's dereliction duty?
3 of them. Total clock-in times 0, 3, and 11.
Wait, Barrett was trying to impeach justices? Is that?
Yes.
The whole reason that state official came around.
Mm-hmm. I have never been witness to somebody lie so brazenly straight to the governor, and I don't mean like accidental mistake. I mean like genuine, full-blown, like lies when he should know full well there's like 4K evidence countering his statements. Like the penal code changes, right? The governor had to reaffirm that shit can't magically change, right? Which is something that we've been petitioning like for 2 months for. I've now formally audited it. But they knew this months ago. They instead hiked all the fines and the times, added a bunch of new charges, and were like, and so the governor once again said, you got it back by legislation. You go, oh my God, first time I'm hearing this. No, that's not the case. In which they claimed that they didn't want to go and revisit it all because they spent 3 weeks on it. As if that was like work. Princess rightfully says, just because you work hard at something doesn't mean it's right? You could go fucking have a 3-week masturbation session. Doesn't mean if the fucking walls of the fucking courthouse are covered in your fucking shit, they shouldn't be wiped off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They tried to claim that Archibald was the arbiter of those changes, which is a bold-faced lie and disgusting, because not only does he work under him, he was inferring that our office did it, when it was just, I don't know if you've seen it, Billy, but it was that full set of, here's all the charges, here's what's not backed by legislation. It was our effort to work.
One that's like multiple pages long that says which one is constitutionally aligned there. I have seen it a long time ago.
It was meant to be a tool for us to begin like building out like a criminal code, right? So it's good for everybody. Like everything has a reason, purpose, backed by legislation. I mean, how beautiful would that be for like whether you're a cop, civilian, whoever it is, right? But
I think it was a lot of, personally, I think it was a lot of unnecessary work if it was expanded upon phase, but I don't think it particularly needed to be done.
No. So the claim was that that document resulted in the fine and time changes. Like it was the impetus to it.
I don't see how that would equate to the other.
It doesn't. It was just a fucking. That's the kind of meeting it was. Yeah, that's the kind of shit that we had to deal with. He stood there like, what the fuck?
Anything positive come out of the meeting?
I don't think so. Well, yes, the positive was that they need to just be cleansed. There is no working with a judiciary. Here's what I believe happened, and I think this is. I don't expect you to believe me because I think it's a pretty confident take, I guess. Give me a second.
Uh-oh. There we go. Whoa. Please, ocean dumpers out here, Mr. Chavez?
No. I think the DOJ tends to pick someone to speak for them all, which is reasonable, generally speaking, and it's rotated over time. But for some reason, they have this like internal, like it's very obvious that it seems like they pick someone to speak for them in these meetings where they've like pre-canned what they're planning to do. Right? They go in, they pre-plan, they go in, and it's all a bunch of projection and deflection. But there's no real conversation because you're not having a conversation with a person. You're having a conversation with a pre-baked ideology. Like a pre-baked, this is our stance, it's not going to change because they already decided that they're going to be staunch on it. So as a consequence of that, the 3.5-hour session was just deflecting and making up shit, right? Because so like Weiss just stood there just lying and aiming for a goal, but you couldn't really converse with him because he wasn't speaking from his own knowledge base. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say here? Yep. So it's just the conversation is just fake, especially when you just see all the. Brother, he claimed that the penal code in those 3 weeks was discussed with all forms and walks of life, and like everyone came together for this. I'm like, we didn't know anything about this. Like, what are you talking about? The people were not involved. And it's like, yeah, it was. We brought some people in. Like, we talked to some incandescent people. I don't know anyone that they spoke to make these decisions. I asked them, where's the documentation? Because like, I need to be able to explain to people why these things happen. What's the methodology? What are the reasons? Why is a hike? Why is this thing more than this thing? Right? As it should. This is a democracy. I get, oh yeah, we have it, but the clerks got it, and I don't know if they still work here type shit. Like, oh, he goes, why don't you talk to Turner, your chief? They were involved. And I'm like, huh? First off, this is your fucking job. Like, this is your responsibility. How in the fucking world do you have the audacity to be like, go talk to the chief? Bitch, it's like, I am a higher power than you individually for the people. All right? And you're going to go tell me to go talk to the fucking chief? For something like, clearly he didn't know and didn't have documentation. And guess what? I talked to Turner. He pulled up the sheet. He's like, this is all they gave me. It was a 30-minute conversation. I pulled that shit up. I'm going to quote how they put an example of a charge going up. I told myself I was going to do this, and it happened anyways.
Wait, you told yourself you weren't going to do what?
You know, just start bringing this whole thing up.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, sorry.
1:46 p.m., February 4th, from a cop. I want to charge for criminal use of a gun, EMP gun, please. 3 hours later, marked as resolved. Like, holy fucking shit. Like, like, what the fuck? That's the kind of shit that was in there. This wasn't 3 weeks of work. This is like maybe like, I don't know, like 15 man hours of cops. I don't know. It was pointless. They then, I don't know. Anyways, skip. Oh yeah, the warden learned that he got replaced because right before the meeting, they did a vote. They brought someone in and said, hey, barely learned about her, voted for her to be the warden. Gary walks into fucking, into work the next day. Lifer goes, I'm sorry everything happened, that you're not the warden anymore. He's like, what the fuck? Calls Barrett. He's like, what is this about me not being the warden? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? MDT tags changed. No email, no communication, no face-to-face. Just, here you go. Boom. Fuck these people. Fucking self-serving rats. And goddamn weasels.
It sounds like fucking marshals all over again. Am I wrong in saying that?
When Blaine County, Los Santos Mayor's office, and the marshals are all fucking triggered, there's something wrong. But anyways, I think obviously there's going to be an attempt to try to rectify some of these things for myself and our cabinet alongside Princess. We fired off a bunch of audits because, and unfortunately, you know, it's to give you the most pointed issue that's constantly not being resolved is despite things being as clear as day, and despite like the judicial powers document or the process document that took 3 months to complete, not on our accord, but it took them 3 months to fucking review it and look at it. And the multiple discussions we had and the agreements we had, there's a continued intentional misreading of legislation to do shit, like change the penal code, just slap something into law, right? And it wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for the fact, and to use Weiss as an example, sitting in a meeting saying, yes, we all agree the sky is blue, and we write the sky is blue into the document, and we say, yeah, you know, the blue is the same color as a blueberry, and you know, the color of, I don't know what else is blue, you know, of a bluebird and whatever. But then, like, you know, it goes back to the thing and it's like, oh no, blue is actually the color of like of a cherry. So like we agree, it is. It's I don't know how you're supposed to work with that, to be honest. Oh, here's the worst of it, right? At the end of the meeting, right? I'm like, look, we gotta we'll figure out this penal code. It's literally destroying San Andreas. Like, I don't know how to say this other than like, you know, Fudge and Furious.
Fudge and Furious.
They're gone, ripped. You know the bikers up in Mirror Park? Ripped. Gambit? Ripped. Andre? Who? Ripped. Doesn't matter. They solved it. Crime's good. You know? We tariffed them away. Jesus fucking Christ. So anyways, I bring it up and I'm like, we got to figure this shit out. He's like, oh yeah, you know, you can talk to me and da-da-da-da-da. We fucking spoke for 30 minutes, and it was just like, he's like, we need to debate each and every one of these 150 line items instead of figure out a methodology to get all of them reviewed by the people. At the end of that meeting, after I said, look, my office is going to go and like, what we'll do is we're going to go through all the changes, right? And we're going to see what we think needs to change. In that document, we'll write out why that thing is going to change. We'll give it to you. and then the lines that you disagree with the changes on, we'll talk about those, and the rest will go into effect. Easy, right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
He went into a meeting, and in front of one of my, let's just say, in the open, Two Heart says, I'm not doing any of that, of what Nino's asking. So we're about to go off and do God knows how much work, and this guy just doesn't want to do it. It's just fucking disgusting. So, I don't know. What do you do with that? What do you do with that?
I don't know. It sounds like a power grab to me.
Yeah. So I'm sort of lost. Well, I'm not. I know what I'm gonna do.
Well, you know, at least you're almost done with Mayor, you know.
So what did you guys wanna have a chat about?
That's it. That's what I wanted to. I missed the meeting. Barry told me the governor was going to be around, and I was like, oh fuck, maybe I'll try to swing by or something.
Yeah.
He just invited me along.
And then Bailey was just sitting in the corner falling asleep, and I was like, well, let me some excitement. You know, I don't know how much longer he's got to live.
That was your thought process, Peter?
Yeah, that was it. You know,
you could have explained that beforehand, like at least with the bingo.
Well, you know, I mean, nobody knows how long you got left, Bailey. I mean, I think dying on a speedboat would be pretty cool.
It kind of would be, wouldn't it?
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Anything else other than that bullshit?
No, that's a pretty good summary.
When are you done with Mayor?
God knows. Got too much on my plate. We got the audits out.
Now, when's the elections? When's the elections?
Friday, I think. Something like that. That whole thing is up in the air right now as well.
It's up in the air.
There's a lot of things happening right now that I can't really discuss. But
are you saying you're running again?
I never said that.
Oh Lord. Okay, what? Well, it kind of sounds like that's what you're alluding to.
I do not. No.
Okay, good. All right. Because I'm gonna need. I thought it was gonna be your armed security or something. You know, when you quit.
Oh,
Nino.
Y'all just get fired.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, can I call you right back? And I do want to check your place out.
Yes, please. I should be around pretty much all day today, so
let me call you back because I'm in a meeting right now.
Yep.
Or even try calling me back in like 30 minutes, yeah, in case I forget.
No worries.
Awesome.
See you soon.
Thank you so much. You take care. Bye. All right.
So what do you actually think? Was that conclusion, yes or no?
I'm sorry?
Was actually a conclusion that came from that, yes or no?
No, it led to more fucking... Bailey, the governor tried to explain because, like, they were, like, so confused. They're like, well, we found FIB documents, and we can't make those illegal because everyone's going to contest it. It was all hypothetical bullshit. And so instead of when the governor's like, you need legislation, they're like, oh my God, but then people are going to contest it. And I'm like, bro, no one's contested anything that made sense. Literally not even once in 9 months. We had taxes passed. Like, why are we like making shit more complicated and saying fuck democracy over fears by people that aren't in San Andreas to experience the day-to-day? Like, it's so fucking annoying. And you know, they're like, yeah, well, how they're gonna all and like, what are we gonna do? How do we add that? Da 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 da. And we're like, you know, governor tried to explain some things, and he mentioned, you know, if someone's arrested with the thing, right? Like, you know, you get arrested for a crime, they find some things, they document it. That can turn into a judicial process as a consequence of them having been processed, right? And
of course.
And for some reason, bro, what Weiss because I don't think he's intelligent. Like, it's negative IQ. He took that to mean that you can just slap up legislation like Sama. Like, he started saying, oh, we can do it like Sama, where no one does it and says anything. We just put the legislation up. And, like, instead of, like, understanding, the reaction was, instead of understanding a principle that has existed since the very beginning, he took it as, oh my God, we can start just passing shit again. And I was just like, oh my, by this time the governor was gone and he was off in like fucking Wonderland. And I was just, just the pain started entering my brain, and it was, I don't know, man. I don't know. But what we are going to do, and this might bring you some relief if any of this is giving you any amount of pain like I am. Michael's going through and writing down meeting notes, like clear, like this is what was said, da, 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 da. And we're going to have the governor review it so that there is no confusion over what was said. And if the meeting notes are not accurate, it will provide a opportunity for the governor to say, no, this is actually what was said or intended. So that's our way of saying, like, yo, let's make sure it doesn't turn it into a, you know, because rightfully so, I could have it misinterpreted, right? Michael could have it misinterpreted. So this is a sanity test, right? Like,
you might test the governor's sanity to begin with. You might have to insert a few things here and there to keep his attention if you're doing a full meeting of notes.
No, it's not a full, like, it's, listen, it may have been 4 hours, but there wasn't more than a page of, like...
It was 4 fucking hours?
Yeah. Yep. Of just deflection, deceit, and screams of someone saying, I just want to walk around saying I'm the justice while not participating in any of the work. That was what that was.
So how many justices do we have now?
4. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna go bring in a 5th one. Bro, there's like, the judges are quitting. They're giving up. There's no lawyers. They have failed their job. People are pissed in the penitentiary. Like, I don't know, like, what the fuck they're supposed to do to that, you know what I'm saying? And rightfully so, they ain't gotta be around, but at least do the fucking responsibility. Fucking 5 months, no fucking director. I mean, the motherfucking Weiss is the one that wanted unanimous decision. We fought against it. We're like, that sounds fucking brain dead. Like, what are you talking about? How are you gonna have fucking 5 justices unanimously decide on something? Like, that literally is a problem. And he's like, oh no, blah, 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 fucking bullshit. Fucking 5 months later, after attempting to step down twice, they still can't get a unanimous decision. How do you think they're going to get that 5th justice? Hey, do you agree with our philosophies and mental and political shit? Oh, cool, you're hired. Oh, you have, you're dissenting? Get the fuck out of here. So, lots going to happen. I think something that we've been contemplating, and this was brought up by... is pushing something forward at a state level where there's a democratically elected justice, like head of justice, you know what I mean? Like head speaker of justice, so that there is effectively a justice that can monitor what's going on, you know, by the people. And right now, I feel like that is the best middle ground, safe solution, as opposed to anything grander, any other sort of grander thing, you know what I mean? So get ready, Bailey.
Sounds like something's calling for you, Bailey.
I don't know about that.
Speaker of the Doge.
You say these things, and you know, very, very long time ago, Mr. Chavez, when it was a very select few of us at the time. I'm standing back to Austin, fall holiday, etc. Right? we never had anything that was elected, and when we decided to go with the whole elected aspect of it, it caused a lot turnaround and grief at that point than anything else. I don't know if there's a happy middle ground, but I will say, as someone who has lived through that, it was not the best times of that either.
I'm going to say it. I don't think the justices should be elected.
Should not be elected?
No, I don't think they should be elected. I think they should be.
They're not elected. They're appointed.
They are. They're not.
Yeah, they are currently appointed. They self-appoint new justices. And that in and of itself is so dumb, because what that means is that, look, what is left is the disciples of old, and they have the same sort of PD advocacy angle. That's my opinion. And that is my opinion based on the actions over the last 5-6 months. And the issue is, and that is also seeing things like Grayson literally just being desecrated for a singular ruling. Imagine your boss is going around and shit talking you and saying like how they want to get rid of you and da 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 da. You had fucking even Hollow who came in and tried to work with us. And there was actually great dialogue for someone who just kind of came in for a little bit. That guy got dragged out in front of us and the governor, screamed at, came in, stopped talking, and next thing you know, he stops working. You have to, it's fucking nasty. And then you know what happens? They had the audacity to tell him, before he even left, he was being shit-talked. Yeah, we're going to get rid of him. What a dumb fuck. Da, 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 da. And then he was told, and this is what the retelling of justice, that if he didn't step down, he was going to get impeached. They got rid of him. What, for dereliction of duty? I want you to think about that. They threatened him with dereliction? Well, the other justices have cumulatively clocked 10 hours, minus Faulkner. So if they are self-elected at Peters, they only put their people in.
But I don't think they should be appointed. I think it should come directly from the governor. I think it needs to be like 3 justices that come directly from the governor. They don't add other people. Like, hey, you're the 3. You guys fucking figure it out. I mean, it's a big thing, right? And obviously, what ends up happening where you put one, you're like, hey, you know what? Why don't you figure this out? And you run into the whole issue we're in right now. They're picking. I don't know if they're friends or how they're getting picked, where they just don't fucking show up. But like, they come around. It sounds like they're coming around these meetings, and maybe extremely big shit, not being
what the
proactive
fuck?
in the community. When they're called to these meetings, they don't want to budge on certain things, which makes me feel like, look, you're in a position where you should be serving people. First and foremost, that's your job. You're serving the people, and you need to be doing things that are enabling whatever these people need to be doing. But yeah, now it just seems like they're some kind of fucking power grab. I don't know. Does that make sense?
I understand the position. I think
Listen, there's a part of that where you have to understand the government's vision of things, and as individuals obviously were most likely not involved with those to begin with.
I finally did it.
As time, those things have evolved and have changed over time, and that original message has not made its way to where it is now. And I don't disagree with what Peter's is saying, because there's a level of blood versus fire, and if things have not been solidified or moved down or have been communicated in the game of telephone, guess what? That vision is lost.
I love net
I think
limiter.
a lot of that, as you've experienced, Mr. Chavez, has been a result of that. I think you've been very attuned to what that vision of his is. I don't think everyone has been on the same page, and once again, that is the fault of mine and others as well.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is so pre Great Sanguine War, how was the justice system ran then? Were people elected or were they
I
appointed?
can't. The problem is
trust?
here, I love
Like
Peters,
minority?
but I can't.
Originally a rolling election.
This is a very,
Those were
I
then
don't have
voted
any
eventually
context.
over time by Crane into
Yeah.
different positions, whether they
Bro, governor's not going to come in and like.
That's how it was. Originally, it was rotating every, I don't know, 3 months or so, and then you got a period of term that was there. I think it was a totality of maybe 9 months or something like that. And
For justices?
for judges, and then justices were those that were appointed by Crane at that point.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
was, I think, myself. Shit. What's the what was the Mia Park guy's name? For a long time, TRT or whatever the hell. Hallow. That one.
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah, that one. And
I
one
don't know
other.
how I know that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey.
Well, I mean, right now, whatever the lineup was, there was at least appeared to be a diversity of opinion. And it was very obvious. Now it is just a conglomerate. And when it is as such, you will only receive a single pane of glass position. And that's extremely dangerous. And that is what we've been dealing with for about 6 months. So, at the end of the day, you got to look at the facts. It's not how much things have been around. It's that lawyers aren't getting bars. There is no training being done for the judges who come to me and complain. They don't go to their bosses because they're not available. They don't respond. They come to me. They have told me in their own words, not one, not two, not three, that they're not getting training. They're lost. They feel like they've given up.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more to that as well. It seems to me that if that is what is truly happening, that it's a distrust amongst them because they are varying levels of those that have been around for some time. That should be able to speak with each other. So if they're not having conversation with the ones that have been around for a period of time, well, I think that's a missed opportunity as well.
I think there's too much on their plate for the lack of time that they have. They don't have time to get the court order, the docket shit in place. They don't have time to review even legislation. They don't have time to develop the DOJ. They don't have time to even converse with the other legislative authorities to come to solutions. They don't have time. They just want the title. And there is no room for any gratitude, at least coming from me, or room for understanding. Because at the end of the day, just as if the chief decided to fuck off and nobody was showing up in the police department anymore, just as much as I disappeared and you know, there was crises and I just said, someone will fix it. Something needs to change at that point. And I will say that, you know, like Faulkner, as example, is cooking as much as he can, but what the fuck is he going to do by himself?
Yeah, like I like Faulkner.
Yeah.
Faulkner.
The unfortunate thing is, even with the conversation that started there, not by us, but by the governor and the marshals, about splitting out the marshals out of them because they're having issue. How do they, you know, keep the justices in check when they're connected to their job? I mean, that conversation started to spur up, and they're like, no, we need this. Why? The mayors get to pick one. Why can't we? Type shit. Like, what the fuck? Brother, you can barely have time to wipe your own ass. Like, I don't know. It's I don't know what to say. But I think, really, I don't want to lament too much more on this. Understand that. I hope you understand that it's something I've been dealing with for like 2 days now. So I don't want to like spiral I think it's time to act and solutions, and currently I'm kind of in the midst of that. You know, the audits are going to be posted later today. They got submitted Saturday night. No, Sunday night. So they will be publicly viewable.
Which audits?
On everything. The removal of a shadow edit for the DOJ getting access to the state account, which they've been pulling tens of millions of dollars from. The clarity to the legislative process document. Actually, that one's not out yet, based on the conversation with the governor. That one's on pause, actually. Oh, the 12-year-old writing of what the penal code power is for the judiciary, which was intended, discussed, and documented in 4K to mean they are the mechanism. It doesn't mean that they get to willy-nilly change shit. So that's getting sent. What else? Give me a sec. I'm just going to pull it up. A audit on the marshals and DOC control. That is to open up the conversation that the governor did. So we already have the baseline paperwork up and going. And the audit of the penal code. Because if they're not willing to work on it, well, then we're fucking expiring it all. So outside of that, how's shit going on your end?
Mine or Bailey's?
Yours, Peters.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
You know, you make for a good justice, Peters.
Yeah, maybe a cousin or something.
Yep.
I got a cousin. He's real smart. Real smart.
I heard I heard y'all gave TRT to BCSO.
I don't know what happened with that. I just
see, like I said,
today.
You'd be a great justice there, Peters.
You're an asshole, okay? You're an asshole. Yeah, now I get it because I'm not around. I get,
I was gonna make that joke, but I think it was already.
Peters is on paternity. Peters is on paternity leave. Let's all fucking crucify him.
No, I mean it's not. Listen, it's not just you. I kind of broke Turner's balls a bit too. I'm like, listen, fucking Radich was put there because y'all felt bad for him, and look how that turned out.
I was day one. Never wanted to put Radich there.
You and Turner still had an opportunity to be like.
I never wanted to put Radich there.
Hey, I'm hands off now, right? I'm just saying, like, you know, yes, Moss felt bad for him and decided to just insert him into fucking shift 2 after he has zero experience and has shown that he's
got no fucking balls. That's why I never wanted him as fucking high command.
You're the ass chief with Turner now, right? So I'm just saying it's still your responsibility. Don't lament to me. You and Turner have this ability. But regardless, shit happens. But for me to hear that TRT is effectively got disbanded by a fucking the way that it did is just kind of embarrassing, if I'm going to be honest.
So let's hear how it did, because
hold on. TRT
I don't think
died.
he actually knows at this point.
TRT died when Den Scheisse fucking didn't show up to court.
What's going on, baby?
Oh, it's all set.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah, talk to you later.
I appreciate you. You take care.
No problem. No.
Hey, you gonna be around? Yeah. So what happened, Peters?
I said TRT died when fucking Den Scheisse didn't show up to court. The iteration of TRT that is now is not TRT. There's no tactical response, operations, whatever, any of that shit. as much as Den was a pain in my dick with the dumb shit he did, he actually led a unit that was semi-successful and put a thorn in my side. But I'd take that 100 times over whatever we got now.
Okay.
I think the issue for TRT is finding someone that can lead it, that is willing to do operations, and I don't know who the fuck we have that would do it.
I got you, but like stripping people of that cert just out of the blue kind of seems wild.
I was just informed about that this morning.
Oh, I understand.
Like, Opal told me that, and it was just like, "Hey, we're doing that." She's like, "I'm one of the leads," and I said, "Okay."
Yeah,
a lot of people are upset.
I think what the city needs right now is a removal of anyone in a leadership position that is not does not know how to have basic leadership skills of communication and how to be vocal about your disagreements and things you want to do, because I think there's just a lot of weasel rats in a lot of positions of power. And I'll explain it like this. And I have Nino Chavez does not have any sympathy anymore for these type of individuals. I will explain. Far too long, I think, have people been nice when what is happening here is somebody wants something, right? In this case, maybe it's Romello, maybe it's BCSO. I don't know. And they sit around in a circle and they're like, this needs to happen. This is my vision. I want to do this. Instead of having a meeting, instead of bringing people together and saying, these are our problems, this is what we're going to do, here's our plan of action, they skip that. Why? Because if you discuss it, people will disagree. If you bring it to light, your plans are revealed. Instead, it happens behind fucking closed doors, so no one can comment, no one can dissent, and all of a sudden you wake up and you ain't got no keys no more. And then you're like, oh man, crocodile tears, here are all the things. It's a fucking nasty move. There's nothing good about it. There is no it's not a communication problem. It's a passive aggressive. It's a cannot confront individuals. It's a ratty move. It's what the justices did. It's what the justices did to the warden. It's what happened to TRT. The individuals that make those decisions should be removed. No fucking sympathy. They are not conducive to a healthy environment.
Okay, I think I need to talk to Turner about this because I do not know the logistics of everything on it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, TRT shit I know nothing about. When did this happen? Was this just yesterday?
It must have been like Saturday or Sunday, maybe Monday.
It had to be Sunday because it was around Saturday. Sundays are my days off, so. Interesting.
You get what I'm saying, man? Like, bro, like you have when you have responsibility over people, that you can't just be treated like a normal person, because if that responsibility comes with accountability. But anyways, Turner is aware of it, mind you. I my apologies. I thought you knew a bit more.
No, I don't know shit. I woke up today, I saw Opal on duty, and she's like, "Oh, I found out I lost my TRT sword, but then I became the TRT lead."
You did?
No. I don't. I was never TRT. That's what Opal said about herself.
Oh my God, poor Opal.
Oh, well, she's the lead now. She's the lead for shift.
Oh, okay.
She said she found out she lost it, and I guess there's a ton of people that are upset with her as well because she thought she pulled everyone's, or people thought that she was pulling everyone's cert.
So who actually was in charge of these decisions? Was it not communicated to anybody?
So originally, TRT is a very interesting thing because I would say Den was the one who ultimately led TRT operations and the day-to-day
Listen,
stuff.
Peters,
Yeah.
who runs TRT?
I don't know who fucking runs TRT. Apparently, it's Romello now.
I'm fighting sharks. The guy who quit.
They won't attack me. They won't attack me.
God damn it.
Yeah. They like for some strange reason. Trust me, I've tried. I oceaned up myself with the sharks one time. But they like cops for some reason, you know.
All right. I got to go back. There's a bunch of shit I got to get done.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I'm sorry you got to deal with all this, Peters. I know you got a lot on your plate.
I don't think Hey, listen, I'm sorry you got to deal with everything you got to deal with.
I appreciate that.
Seems like you got tenfold what I got. You're still not running though, right?
I'm used to being Dada.
We're gonna start that business. We're gonna start that business when you're not married anymore, right?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Things aren't ending for me politically.
What do you mean things aren't ending for you? I thought that was the plan. I thought this was the end, and then we were gonna go do it with that thing.
You got bigger problems to.
What
deal
about
with.
all the stuff in the evidence lockers I got?
Oh yeah. You know what the funny thing about all that is?
What's
I'm gonna
that?
fire
The
a
amount
small
of peop-
cup for hearing that.
No, I can tell you, Bailey. There was a point in time where like a high level of leakage, and me and Peters made it seem like we grabbed all the fucking. Oh my god, the amount of. Oh my god. Oh, that was. Made it seem like we pulled all the evidence, all the class 2s from the Hydra raid, and added it. And our plan was I was gonna step down and we were gonna start using it. Oh my god. Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys.
My
So should I
favorite
put it all
pitas.
back now?
My favorite pitas was, why are they pretending they did it then? Why aren't we allowed to be? Why can't why the justification of toxification? Why did they pretend they did it then? Motherfuckers, crazy.
It was wild. So we're not doing it then, is what you're saying.
No. At the end of the day, right? I want people of the city, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's everyday civilians, whether it's even the judges and lawyers, right? I want them to have a fair voice, because that was the vision 9 months ago, and I will not let that go. So, if there is a feeling that I can help be one of the people that steers the ship away from the storm, I will continue to do so.
In what capacity is that?
I don't know yet. There's a lot of ideas I've been mulling, but I haven't really decided exactly how. The thing is, regardless of whether I'm in office, not in office, etc., etc., my voice, my voice doesn't get taken away on my ability to get things done. So.
God damn it. God fucking damn it.
What?
Where the fuck is the chief at today?
Is he not here today?
No, he's not on duty today.
Oh. Yeah. He's been good. Turner's been great.
What happens when you get the next one in there that takes them out and you have instability again?
Oh, where you go again then?
I am the kingmaker after all. I think it'll be fine.
Well, it sounds to me whatever happened with TRT, hopefully whatever comes next after that doesn't happen again with the entire police department. You get someone in there and those people that you just described earlier are the same type of people that make those changes without having communication or doing so without a backbone, then guess what? Left in the same situation for a broader department other than just TRT itself.
That is very true. Yeah, it's yeah. All right. There we go. I will say that what these things are worse than the PD reshuffles I've been witness to. Because at least those are like, you know, fresh start, right? You know it's coming, right?
Oh,
There's
God,
a whole
no,
thing
no,
to it.
No.
I'm not saying. Oh, what do you mean you disagree?
You say this is worse than that?
Yes, 100%. Because here's the difference, right? And I'll explain. Because in like the case of the warden, he has obligations that he set up. The entire lumber company is now moved all their things under his program for the lifers. Half of the food the city now gets is coming from the lifers. Yui, who's put in place, is asking for help because she didn't want all this. That's a major difference than losing rank.
I see what you're saying. I thought you meant it's worse for the police department, but worse for just government positions all around.
Correct.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Why did it actually happen? Whose thought and forethought brought forth this whole change then? Was it,
Which one?
well, the warden side.
They, during the meeting, and this is what they move like children playing checkers. We FOIA'd the vote. The vote was put up at the time of the meeting. Given the context and the conversations happening in that meeting, showing that they are not derelict and they can make unanimous decisions, they got in a huddle during the conversation of, you know, should the marshals be removed from under the guise of the DOJ because they can't unanimously decide. And they used it as a chip to be like, look, we put someone in place. That person did not even know what was happening by her own admission. Oh, there'll be an entire recording of it. It's already been made. She did not.
Okay. We're here to crash the party. Now
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys got your piss for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I actually have a doctor's note. I can't piss in a cup
Hey.
because I have a
Okay,
kidney
sorry. I was doing.
I'll put
I
it this
did-
way. You'll see. You'll see soon.
Here,
There'll be
walk over
recordings.
there.
Here we go. Accidentally spills piss
All right.
everywhere. There you go. There you
Oh
go,
my god.
sir. There you go. Sir.
Oh
Sir?
my God.
Sir?
He doesn't
I dropped it
drink
in the
water.
water. I dropped it in the water.
I need another one.
Okay.
Hey, I think we should link up and let's sort all the boring shit out. Accounts, this and that, future, the fun shit. You know, let's ignore politics a little bit today.
I would love to, but I have a, let's say, medical emergency to tend to.
I understand. All right.
Are you good this evening?
Yeah, sure.
Easy. I'll give you a call.
All
when I'm
right.
back.
Talk to you soon.
Ciao.
Bye. It's really tough to like recap some of the things when people ask, and I know they're